he's like, are you sure? Like, do you know what happened last night? I'm like, nah, put me on. What happened? He's like, how you don't know when it's about you? I said, about me? It's about me. Something happened to me last night. Why am I now finding out what happened to me? He was like, oh, I heard you was pregnant. Hey guys, it's your girl Lit Senzo, and we back again with another banger video. So before I even get into the story time, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you click the post notification bell down below. Make sure you comment on what videos I would like to see. If you're new to the family, welcome to the Senzo Nation. You're a Senzo baby, and I'm Lit Senzo, and that's on what? That's on period. Yes, let's get into it. Today we're in my, my bed. This is my little canopy bed. Maybe I'm gonna give you guys a little room tour. I don't know, but I like sitting here because it makes me interact with you guys better. It makes me tell the story as if you're sitting right in front of me. Stay tuned till the end of this video because I have a small little announcement that I have to make. Y'all are probably wondering why I did not upload in a week, and that is because last week was my birthday, and I did make a birthday vlog, but because I did not get my professional pictures yet, it's taking me a minute to include all the footage and the details and everything, and I do not want to upload a video that's not completely up to par for you guys to see. So that's probably gonna be my next video, so stay tuned for that. But enough chit chat, let's just get into the story time. So this whole thing took place about 2 years ago. And at this time I was in school, and I thought I had this little group of friends. Now, you know how the school year has 2 parts. So it's like from September to December and then January forward. So we're in the January and forward time period. At this time, me and my friends had fell out, stopped being friends. That's a whole nother story in itself. But it was technically like me versus them. Now, in December, like, I was already planning to transfer schools for various reasons. I did not like the environment and being in that school, and I wanted to experience new things, experience new people, new academics, stuff like that. So my parents and I were already searching for schools to transfer to. So I already had the mindset that I was leaving. So when I had fell out with these girls, it didn't really faze me because it's like, I'm not going to be here by the end of the year, So it's whatever. So June comes, right? Now, this whole entire time, me and these girls are not speaking. Not at all. Like, we're not speaking. Like, that's just that. So June comes, and I'm getting hyped. Like, it's hot outside. Like, the birds is chirping. Like, we about to be outside the whole summer. Like, I'm going to a new school. Like, I was just chilling. I was doing good, right? June comes, school's done. Now, when the Caribbean people say that you have this, like, they'll be like, oh yeah, that's your cousin, or that's your auntie, or stuff like that. So I had this cousin, right? Now this cousin was friends with me and all those other girls, because the way that the school had worked is the people from middle school that you was with, they went straight into the high school. So we all went straight to high school together. Now, I'm going to be doing a freshman advice video. And for all my freshmen out there, one thing that I'm going to tell you guys in this video, please make sure you surround yourself with new people in a new environment. Do not go to high school with the same, just don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not beneficial. Trust me. Anyway, so we had all known the same girl. Now, she was turning 16 this year. She was turning not this year, but 2 years ago. She was turning 16. She was having a sweet 16. Obviously, I was invited. So my uncle is calling me. He's like, oh yeah, like, are you gonna go, blah blah? I'm like, yeah, I'll go. Keep in mind, this is the one point you have to keep in mind. My uncle and her mother were like this. Keep that in mind for later on in the story. My uncle and her mother was like this. So fast forward to the day of her party. On the day of her party, it was raining. So y'all know, like, for all my party heads, when you go to a party, you know the difference between a party being active and a party being and a party being, you know what I'm saying? This party was it wasn't active because a lot of people had baited on, you know, showing up or whatever, but it had a good amount of heads in there, had a good amount of people. So me and my friend, I'm gonna call her Anaya. She lived around the corner from me at the time, where my crib was at the time. She lived around the corner from me. So she's like, yeah, like, you know, since it's raining, my mom had offered to drop us to the party. Mind you, the party venue was not that far away from my crib. It was very close. Like, we could literally walk there, you know, take an Uber and do something. But because it was raining, my mom had no problem dropping us. So we had swung around the corner, picked up a night, and we had went to the party place. Mind you, we was about like a half hour late. When we had walked in, it was barely anybody there. So, you know, we took a seat. When we had walked in, there was security. They was checking to see if we was clean and whatnot, whatever. So we're walking in. We have a seat at a table. So, you know, I'm recording videos, you know, to the music that's playing. I was on my phone, I was chilling. All of a sudden, Anaya taps me. She's like, yo. I'm like, what happened? She's like, look over there. So I look, and I see the group of girls who, you know, I had fell out with. So here's a detail that I forgot to mention. When I had left the school in June, I had blocked all the girls. You know, I think it was like 3 or 4 of them. I had blocked them when I had left because my whole mindset is like, yo, when I'm going to a new environment, new school, I don't need your negativity following me. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that. I was never the type to block people only because I like when people see when I'm doing good. But it got to an extent where it's like, you're doing too much. Like, you're still involved in my life, and that was a problem for me. So I'm just like, you know, why not? Like, I don't watch face. I didn't make no fake accounts to see what they was doing, whatever. So I did not know that they was going to be at this party. But come to find out, they knew I was going to be there for some reason, some way, somehow, which is weird to me, but it's okay. So, also, this video is not to, you know, start drama or anything like that, but this is from my point of view, my perspective. So, they're walking in at the party. So I was like, oh wow, I didn't know they was gonna be there, but okay, whatever. So we're still here, we're chilling. Now, I'm expecting them to sit down. They didn't sit down. They was standing by the wall and they just, you know, was just there. So Anaya taps me again. She's like, yo, I turn. She's like, yo, they're looking at you. I'm like, what? So I turn and I don't see anybody looking at me. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe you're overthinking it. Like, maybe you're overreacting. Like, just chill out. So I'm still here chilling. Now maybe an hour later, I might be dragging it, but probably like an hour later, the birthday girl walks in. So the birthday girl walks in, and after a while of her going around, you know, greeting people, saying hi, this and the third, blah blah blah, you know, the music starts playing. So everyone starts getting up, you know, starts dancing and whatnot, blah blah blah. So I'm up, like, you know, it's a party, like, you know, get lit. So I'm over here dancing, you know, with Anaya and a couple other people that I knew at the party, blah blah blah. We over here chilling. So this group of girls is like literally just sitting down and staring or whatever. Mind you, it wasn't bothering me, but like, you know, that's what they were doing. So we're over here dancing or whatever. And the night goes on, and all of a sudden the birthday girl's mom grabs the mic. She's like, oh, we're gonna cut the cake in a few minutes. Mind you, by this time, like I said, fast forward, by this time, it's like 11:30, 11:45. My mom had told me before the party, she's like, oh, if it's still raining, you don't have to come home on your own. Like, you can call me and I'm gonna pick you up, you and Anaya. So I'm like, okay. So I told her I was gonna text her, like, you know, she said, text me when you was ready. I said, okay. So when she said that, I'm thinking in my head, oh, that's my cue, because that's when the party's about to end or whatever. So I text her, I'm like, oh, they said they're about to cut the cake. You know, you can try to make your way over whenever you're ready. Because like I said, I did not live that far away. It took her like 5-7 minutes to get to the place. So I said, you know, just come whenever you're ready and let me know when you're outside and we can go. Like, it wasn't that much to miss, you know what I'm saying? So I told Anaya, I found Anaya somewhere in the party, whatever. I'm like, girl, if you're ready, like, I'm gonna, you know, hit on my mom, let her know that we're ready to go. She's like, yeah, whatever is fine. Whatever is fine with you, like, you know, that's fine with her. So I said, okay. So by this time, I'm guessing my mom is getting ready at home, blah, 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 blah. Now, 10 minutes go by, 10, 15 minutes go by, and all of a sudden, the lights turn on. You know when the lights turn on at a party, because you know when the party's happening, whatever, the lights is off. You know when the lights turn on, that means the party's done. You know what I'm saying? That means it's over. Like, you feel me? That's what it means. But it wasn't that type of scenario. The party wasn't over. So the lights turned on. All of a sudden, the security guards that was standing by the door, it was like 2 or 3 of them, they had started walking in, but it was more people behind them. So they was walking as like this big group. They was walking inside. So it was like 5, 6 people like walking in, and the lights was on. So everyone was like, you know, looking around like, yo, what's going on? What's happening? So by this time, it was like literally impeccable time. Like, I kid you not. My mom texted me. She's like, yo, I'm outside. I said, okay. So me and Anaya, I'm like, yo, Anaya, my mom's outside. But I also wanted to be nosy and see what was going on. But I started making my way towards the door, whatever. The birthday girl's mom tapped me. She's like, yo, she's like, take a piece of cake for you and your uncle. Because I guess my uncle was coming to see me the next day to pick up cake or whatever, because he had work that day and he wasn't able to make it to the party. So I'm like, okay. So I wait for the cake. I get it. I put it in my bag. I'm like, okay, let's go. So we're going. All of a sudden, the birthday girl's mother runs after me. She's like, Lydia, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. What's wrong? She's like, oh, like, you know, you look like something's wrong. Like, your face looks like something's wrong. I'm like, girl, I'm fine. But the thing is, the people that know me know that even when I'm happy, I have this face. Like, I look mad 25/8. I look mad all the time. So I guess she thought something was wrong, but I was also confused because why are you running after me to say that? That was weird. But I'm like, you know, I'm not even stressing it. So I wanted to know what was going on at the party, but I'm like, you know what? My mom's already outside. And it's like, you know, after this, the party's like, you know, 9 times out of 10 is going to be over anyway. They was about to cut the cake regardless or whatever, send people home. So I guess I was going to find out what happened at the party the next morning. You know, somebody was going to put it on Snap or something like that. Or somebody was going to text me or call me and be like, oh, X, Y, Z happened, blah, blah, if it was that serious. So we get in the car, we go home. By this time, it is like 1:30 in the morning. And I got a little hungry again. So I'm over here eating, you know, fried rice, you know, chicken. Like, I'm over here busting it down 1:30 in the morning. I had, you know, some of that, I forgot what flavor it was, but I was eating that cake. Like, I was busting that down too. And whatnot. So by this time, I'm going to sleep like 2 a.m., 2:30, you know, whatever. Everybody knows I can sleep all day if I want to. So I went to sleep at 2:30 and I woke up at 3 p.m. No drag intended. Like, I woke up at 3 p.m. So I wake up at 3 p.m. You know when you check your phone in the morning and you see that people who don't usually text you, that's how you know what's up. Because when you see, like, I'm looking at a whole bunch of messages from people who do not usually speak to me on a regular daily basis. So I'm like, nah, like, either somebody's talking about me, somebody fought, or, you know, some crazy nonsense happened involving me, you know what I'm saying? So I checked this one message. It's from this boy. He was my friend. I'm gonna call him Nathaniel. So Nathaniel, he's like, yo, sis, are you good? I'm like, why does everybody keep asking me that? Like, what do you mean? Am I good? I'm fine. He's like, are you sure? Like, do you know what happened last night? I'm like, nah, put me on. What happened? He's like, how you don't know when it's about you? I said, about me? It's about me. Something happened to me last night. Why am I now finding out what happened to me? He was like, oh, I heard you was pregnant. You heard what? Let me rewind that for y'all. Okay, why am I not finding out about what happened to me last night? Or like, oh, I heard you was pregnant. Wow. Let me just replay it one more time. So I'm asking him, I'm like, what exactly did you hear? He's like, oh, well, people were saying that the cops had pulled up to the party because you was pregnant. You got pregnant at the party. So not only, and first of all, I'm like, so where, like, who's saying this? Where'd you hear this from? He's like, the same girls that don't like you. So I'm asking him, I'm like, so how many people are like talking about this? Like who, like what's going on? He's like, I'm not sure, but like it's getting around kind of like, you know, whatever, whatever. So not only was this rumor made up about me and I had no clue, but it didn't even make sense. Why would the cops be showing up to the party because a girl got pregnant? Let's just break this down because I know y'all go to school. Let's just analyze the situation. Let's annotate this piece of information. One, I never left the party venue. I didn't even go to the bathroom. Let's talk about that. Everyone was staring me in my face the entire time. Didn't leave the premises. Not at all. Never. Never. Not at all. Everyone's staring at me in my face. I'm out in the open. I'm having fun at this party. I leave the party. So I'm like, dude, like, I want to make sure I'm hearing right. He's like, oh, yeah, they was like how you got pregnant at the party, so the police had to show up for you, and that's why you was rushing out the party. I'm like, first of all, who was rushing out the party? They're like, oh, that's why your mom came to pick you up so fast, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, weirdo. Like, whoa. Like, that rumor was really, like, you stretched. You tried, but you missed it by this much. Like, come on now. Like, you. All right. So, I'm hearing about this news. I'm like, yo, mom, you heard what's going on? She's like, no, like, what happened? What happened? I'm telling her about the story. I'm putting her on. She's like, oh, you should invite them to the baby shower. You know, she always making a joke about something, trying to be funny. She's like, you should invite them to the baby shower, blah, blah, blah. So we laughing, we laugh it off, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, how are you going to handle this? I'm like, I'm going to think about it and I'm going to call you back. I'm going to holler at you. He's like, I bet. So me being me, I don't automatically react over situations unless like it's right in front of me. Unless something's happening like physically in front of me, or like I'm really mad to the point where I can't control myself, is when like I react instantly. But other than that, if I know that I have the upper hand in a situation, I'm gonna take time and I'm gonna control it and maneuver how I want to. So I had the choice. I could have either entertained this rumor, or I could have, ignored it like it didn't even happen. So I chose to because I feel like with rumors it's a tricky scenario. With rumors, if you entertain it, it's gonna make you look very guilty. I didn't want that to happen to me because I wasn't guilty. None of this ever happened. So I didn't entertain it. And I'm thinking, it died down or whatever. Like, not a lot of people was really talking about it. I wasn't really sure who was believing it or not, blah, blah, blah. But I was just confused as to how my skinny self could be pregnant at a party in which I've never left. And it makes perfect sense, like 100%, that girls who do not like me are going to start something that's not true. But okay. So about a couple days later, maybe the next week, they had this. I'm in Florissant. I'm in Seaview, Canarsie. I'm in Canarsie. I'm at Seaview. I'm at John Day. For y'all who don't know that, like, it's where like all the Caribbean people, gather up or whatever. They had the music, the food, the performances, whatever, in that area. Like all the tents around. I'm gonna insert a video right here because I think I have one in my memories. I'm gonna insert it right here. So we had one that day. And all of a sudden, I'm getting texts from my uncle. Not even by my number, but on Messenger. Now, those family members that you don't even interact with unless you're at the family functions? That was him. Like, he was my dog when we link up in person. But we never text on the phone, never calls me, nothing, none of that. So when he texts me, I'm like, bro, obviously I know something's up. So now he comes with the, Lydia, are you okay? What's been going on? How are you feeling? I'm like, listen, if you're coming to tell me about something that you heard and that's why you're asking me these weird, suspicious questions, you should just say so now. Because, like, obviously I know what's going on. You probably heard something from the mom and this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. Now, it's one thing to talk about me to people in our age group, in our circle, because it's like, I don't really care. But you trying to bring in adults in it is what pissed me off. Like, why would you do that? But okay. So I'm texting him, I'm like, yo, like, I told him, I'm like, are you gonna tell me what you heard? He's like, I'm not gonna tell you. he's like, I'm not gonna tell you what I heard or anything, but have you been sexually active? I'm not even gonna analyze that piece of information because clearly by my facial expression you should know like where my head was at. Okay, so I said no, nothing happened. I told him about the group of the girls and everything that I heard, blah blah. So I'm trying to figure out what he heard. So he heard something from the mom, I guess. I don't know what information exactly he was told. And again, I am saying this from my point of view and what I was told. I still don't know even up to this day exactly what was said. Not that I care, but yeah, this is just me telling y'all from my perspective. So I'm like, no, like nothing happened, blah 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 blah. This, that, and the third was the situation. He's like, oh, okay, like I was just making sure, like checking on you, blah blah. Then he starts telling me like, oh, if you happen to do anything in the future, make sure you're safe and doing like basically telling me things that any grown adult is supposed to tell a growing teenager. So that's what he's telling me. And also he was a nurse, so he knew exactly what he was talking about. You know, I had to listen to the whole speech. So I'm like, you know, thank you for telling me that you're being there. Oh, he also said that if I was to tell him some sort of information, he wouldn't tell my parents. Not that that's really, you know, important because nothing really happened, but it was good to know that I had somebody there in case something was to happen. You know, if something actually did happen or would happen in the future, I have him to go to. So you know, make sure you guys have that one person that you can always rely on and trust to help you out in every single situation because that's good. So yeah, there's a part 2 to this story that gets even more juicy. But I'm gonna stop it here because this was like a long intro to the actual story that happened. So you guys should let me know if you want to hear the part 2 because mad stuff happened, like literally after this whole situation had happened. A lot of stuff had went down. So make sure y'all let me know if y'all want to hear that. And I'm gonna make that video for you guys. Also, do not like listen, I'm gonna tell y'all 3 things. Do not get pregnant, especially at this young age or whatever that we're all in our generation people like to talk, so make sure if you happen to do something like with somebody, you're doing it with the right person. You're always mindful of what you're doing, and please just be safe and make sure you always get checked out if you are doing something because yes, things happen. Okay, realistically things do happen, but do not be fast about anything that you're doing. Grow, like you don't there's no rush to grow up, okay? Like no rush. Like make sure you take your time and you know what you're doing, you're mindful and you're aware of everything that's going on with you so that like you know. And also don't entertain rumors, please. Like make sure you know what's up. Like if it's not true, what are you entertaining it for? Don't make yourself look guilty or bring attention to yourself over something that's not true. Like you're disturbing your peace, you're disrupting your energy, and that's a problem. And like I've been through a lot of situations where it's like, you know, I've been through things that have built me up to who I am today. And I wouldn't change any of that because it's taught me lessons and it's wisened me up to think and move and maneuver how I do today. So I'm thankful for that. You know, everyone has their own experiences, but this all goes to show like the way that you carry yourself in situations and your thought process does help you go a long way. It, you know, in various stupid situations such as this one. So, you know, make sure you guys keep that in mind. Also, one last thing, my I'm dead prank right here, yeah, YouTube took it down because I guess they were saying that it was child abuse. Although that's just how Caribbean people do act. It was just a joke, you know, I guess to be funny or whatever in the video, but they had took it down and I'm really sad about that because I actually did work very hard on that and they took it down. So, but it's okay because I'm gonna come out with still more bangers for you guys. I might do that video on someone else later down the road. If you didn't see that video, I'm so very sorry, but YouTube wanted to take that down. So yeah, you know, like I said, make sure y'all let me know. Stay tuned for my birthday vlog in the next video. Check out my last videos, and passed on that, because I know that you know that it's a lituation every time we together on Sun Zone Nation, and that's on period. We out.